too much on my mind, and I can't stop this feeling. Maybe I'm getting left behind. And everybody's out there trying to cut a deal. We're all just spinning on the same dang wheel. But all knocking, try to open closed doors. But when I feel that darkness, I open my eyes and I see the light. One day these doors will open wide. Till then I need to stop and enjoy the ride. Come on, come on, yeah. Well, this hustle and bustle is driving everybody crazy, yeah. A smooth down of the world might pass you by. When you win and grinning and yelling, don't forget to pay me. Oh, see you can't keep it if you get it, even if you try. Everybody's out there trying to cut a deal. We're all just spinning on the same thing. We're all knocking, trying to open closed doors. But when I feel that darkness, one day these doors will open wide. Till then I need to stop and enjoy the ride. Open my eyes and I see the light. See, one day these doors will open wide. Till then I need to stop and enjoy the ride. Yeah. Can y'all help me sing one part, please? It's really easy, I promise. Okay? These are the notes and the words. Sit back, enjoy the ride. Don't worry about what's passing by. Sing.
Sit back, enjoy the ride.
Don't you worry about what's passing by. Come on.
Sit back, enjoy the ride. Don't worry about what's passing by.
Like what?
Sit back, enjoy
Vocals
the
class, where are
ride.
y'all?
Don't worry what's
Come on,
passing
come
by.
on.
Sit back, enjoy the ride.
Don't you
Worry about what's passing by.
sit back, enjoy the ride. Don't you worry about
What's passing by.
Enjoy
Enjoy the ride.
the ride, yeah. Passing by.
Sit back, enjoy the ride.
Worry about
That was passing by.
What do you think the name of that song was? The Ride. What was it about? Sitting back and enjoying the ride, right? Not worrying about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else's journey is looking like, where everybody else is going. Just worrying about me and my driver's seat and where my lefts and right turns will take me, okay? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my journey and the joy of that journey. Who here has ever heard of music therapy? Cool. That's way more than it used to be. So when I started with this instrument, I was studying music therapy in Georgia. I went to the University of Georgia. But before that, I was a classically trained pianist and oboe player. I played in orchestras. I was all about Beethoven. He was my favorite. And what I found exciting about classical music was that it was my way of escaping, and I had whole movies going on in my head, and I used the music as the theme song to whatever movie I had in my head. Do y'all do that sometimes? You have a whole, and the music is your movie trailer, right? So I was connecting to music on an emotional level, right? I always wanted to convey an emotion when I was playing some classical, right? Then I overheard someone talking about this thing called music therapy. And there was a way for me to go to school in Georgia for the low if I studied it. And so I found a music therapist in my hometown. There was only one. And I called her up, as before we had email, and asked her if I could like follow her around. She was working at the hospital downtown in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. And she took me on a journey through the children's unit. She was playing music on the NICU for the little preemie babies. And she was also playing on the children's unit for children that were going through dialysis or that had other severe issues, like, health issues. And at that point, I was like, wait a minute. I can use music as a way to help heal and take people's mind off of their pain. I've always been worried about, how do I convey this emotion through piano? But if there's a way, like this is a job, I can get paid for this, score, right? So I went off to school, studied music therapy, and I got trained in what is called behavioral music therapy, where you use music as a way to change a behavior. It's really simple, right? So a lot of music therapists are working on cognitive. Who knows what cognitive is? Yes, Nix. Exactly. So cognitive has to do with your mind, right? Thinking skills. I was working on changing their emotional health, right? And also cognitive, emotional, and there's one more. I don't know why I'm going blank. I will not look at this computer. But either way, we use music as a way to change those behaviors. So in college is where I learned how to play guitar. And I learned to use my voice as a way to soothe or rile up a patient or a client. Okay, so I was always using my voice as a tool to convey an emotion, to bring someone into a space to calm them down. And with that, I graduated school, and I went and I worked in the prison system in Atlanta. I was working with the incarcerated that were also dealing with mental health issues. I was working in mental hospitals with those that were diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, major depression. And I was working in nursing homes, I'll get to you, yeah, with the elderly that are dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's. And my last job was working with youth that are considered to be at risk. You know what that means? Kids that don't have the support that maybe other children do, right? They might not know where their next meal is coming from. So that was my last job, and I learned how to write music by writing with my patients. So I didn't have a goal. You know how you hear a lot of people, y'all hold on to your questions, okay? Because I'll provide a moment to hold on to your questions for the hands that are raised. But I got into songwriting as a way of how can I help tell this person's story, right? It wasn't about what's the hook. Is the hook catchy? Do I remember the hook when I walk out of the room? No. It was more about, does this person feel like their story has been laid out correctly for them to sing it and express it to a group of people as their testimony, right? And also, maybe I was writing songs for a group of people that needed a mantra. Y'all know what a mantra is? Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard about, like, wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, you're beautiful, right? Or it's like positive self-talk. That is a mantra. So a lot of times my songwriting with my patients was more about what words can we say over and over again and put to a melody to help build them up, okay? Who in here started writing music before you came to camp? Cool. What were your songs about? Call them out.
Love.
Love? Love of what? Love of what?
Love of what? What do you mean?
Like love of what? Like love of spaghetti? Love of your mother? What kind of love?
Boyfriend.
Okay. Cool. Next, what kind of music?
Journeys.
Say it again?
Journeys.
Journeys? Okay. Yes, ma'am? Okay. Love?
Mythology.
Mythology. Mm-hmm.
That's when I was really, really little.
Yeah? When you were more little than now? Love it. Axie?
3 or 4.
I had just started middle school last year, so I learned about all the different people that went there.
Yeah. You were writing about your environment? Loss? Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am?
Experience.
Experience? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Say it again? A treat? A tree, yeah. Yeah, trees, yeah. What else? Adventure, yeah. So the same as you would sit and write on your own, not everybody has the knowledge or the ability to sit down and just write a song. I was working with people who might have been 50 years old and had never held an instrument before, never sung before, right? And didn't really know how to express themselves correctly. So my goal was to come in and give them a tool. I was their tool. All they had to do was tell me their story, and I helped them put it in a song. Yeah? So I would like to share with you a song that my students wrote when I was working with youth that were considered at risk. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So there was a day when one of the teachers, we had a guest teacher come into our school, and the teacher asked the kids to name someone that they admired and they looked up to. Can y'all think of somebody off the top of your head? Nod your head if you can think of somebody you look up to and you admire. So my students had a hard time with that. Most of their family members parents might have been incarcerated, no longer alive, or they were living with a grandparent or a cousin who was involved in gang violence, right? And the only thing they had to look to was what was on the radio, what was coming in on the news, or what they're seeing on the street corner in the projects where they lived. And we were just talking about, they got frustrated with this because it was such an easy question for many other children to answer. Who do you look up to? Oh, I look up to my dad. But many of these kids had never seen their father, didn't know who their father was, or knew that their father was incarcerated, right? So we wrote this song. It's called The Voices, just about how there's so much coming at us all from television and from song, from lyrics, that is not really a positive look. So this is the voices that my students wrote. These voices in my head keep telling me you're gonna push it aside. You know you can't hide. Hide from all the screaming, feeding me, old ways they tackle my pride. Riding in the backseat of a runaway getaway car that won't get me far. The driver is nowhere to be found. I'm praying for a better way to escape, and I'm screaming, oh, oh, how the voices haunt me. Oh, oh, how the faces taunt me. I am the way, I am the way, I am the way, and the way, and the way of my healing. Yeah. Everywhere I go with this faithless, tasteless, soulless people stalking me. When I turn on the TV, do I see gold chains, eyes like shameless beauty? Yeah, there's gotta be a better way to put our pride on display. We're swimming in a sea of sharks and with the bait, and I'm screaming, oh, oh, how the voices haunt me, and oh, oh, how the faces taunt me. Oh, I am the way, I am the way, I am the way, and the way, and the way of my healing. See, I can't let them all run my life. I spent too long letting others decide what was love and where beauty lies. So now I gotta turn the voices off and no longer deprive my mind. Oh, how I need to want me. Oh, oh, how I need to need me. Oh, oh, I am the way, I am the way, I am the way, and the way, and the way of my healing. Said I am the way, I am the way, I am the way, I am the way, and the way, and the way, I am the way, and the way, and the way of my healing. that song we gathered just one day, and wasn't prompted. My students came in, they were frustrated, and I simply asked, what's wrong? And they were like, man, they just asked us to do this activity. We don't have anybody to look up to, but of course, we don't always have the words to express why we're angry, right? We don't know how. But music is a good way to that's a good stepping stone. So for years, I worked in the mental health system and with at-risk youth for 12, 13 years. And then after a while, when you're dealing with heavy, heavy stuff, and you're hearing a lot of other people's sad, sad stories, and you're helping them work it out, you know, it's like you're taking on someone else's problems. Y'all find that with your friends. Sometimes you're always the ear to listen to. Just like we heard yesterday, for those of us that were there for the PG-13 players, you got that one person who's listening to everybody else's problems but not getting theirs off their chest, right? For me, I realized I didn't have a healthy mental space anymore because I had years and years of other people's issues, and I was angry all the time, and I was sad all the time. So I had to pay attention. I prayed about it, and I had to figure out what is it that I'm supposed to be doing. I knew music was it, right? There's no reason. You ever, how about this? Do y'all pick up your guitar, pick up your instrument, and you get a little giddy? A little bit? Or you see somebody on stage, or you have your favorite band, and when you see them play, you're just like, oh man, that's amazing, I want to do that, right? That's what I have with music. No matter how long, if I stay away from playing an instrument, or singing in anything, doing anything like that, the longer I'm away from it, the more antsy I am, the sadder I am. But the moment I pick it up and I do it again, I'm happy. Do y'all have that experience too? It's my own therapy, right? So what I found was things are getting so heavy for me that when I wasn't with my patients and writing songs for them, with them in mind, I had to have a way of releasing it. So I started writing on my own. And a lot of my songs had to deal with just release and their stories. A way for me to get it out into the world. Also because other people need to know what struggles folks have with mental health issues or with just growing up. A lot of people don't know what the kids and the youth are dealing with, right? But no matter how much I played, I found that I found more joy in performing than I did in doing music therapy. So you gotta listen to that sometimes, right? So therefore I decided to tap out of being a full-time music therapist, and I took that big step into full-time musician mode. And that was 5 years ago, and I've only been playing music, being a singer-songwriter, and teaching. That is it.